You remember Scared Straight?
Oh, yeah.
And
for gay kids, right?
No, it's for...
That's what that show should have been.
Only in the South.
I'm unloading the meat. I'm loading the meat. I'm unloading the meat. I'm loading the meat. I'm unloading the meat. I'm loading the meat. I'm unloading the meat. I don't even know what it means, what it is, what it is, what it is, what it is, what it is. I'm unloading the meat. I'm loading the meat. I'm unloading the meat. I'm loading the meat. I'm unloading the meat. I'm loading the meat.
All right, guys. My next guest on Unloading Meat is the one, the only, hopefully the only, because I can't stand two of these motherfuckers, Blake Dyer. What's up, man?
What's up, buddy? How's it going?
Pretty good, man. Welcome to Unloading Meat. Finally, it's been like the 6th time we've had to reschedule.
I know.
This thing.
I'm such a piece of shit. Every
It's
time
me too.
Well, it's like, yeah, every time I'm like, okay, I got to drive over to his place. I'm a little drunk already. So, hey, next time, buddy. Yeah, that's my bad. I have had, like, you know, I try to make time occasionally. And
Well, man,
a few
thank you for
times,
coming on.
Well, I'm here now, buddy.
How was the drive up here? I got to be honest.
It took us through some weird ass little like backwoods road, and I was like, I thought there was a highway coming all the way here, so we felt a little like the hills have eyes, wrong turn for a second.
That's just Oklahoma in general, man.
Oh God, don't slow down. There's gonna be some inbred guy about to cut our heads off. Just keep fucking moving.
That's how I feel when I go to open mic sometimes.
Yeah, I don't know how the fuck you drive this far. That's ridiculous.
Yeah,
I would fucking not do it. I would just say, hey, dreams, whatever. So
I mean, that's how I was for a couple of years, but then
an hour drive, no thank you. I'll just do whatever else.
yeah, I do it 2 to 3 times a week.
I don't know how you do it. I live in South Tulsa, so it's like an 11-minute drive. I'm fucking pissing and moaning about an 11-minute drive.
Well, honestly, man, like I got used to it because I used to work as a district manager for a cell phone company, and at one time I had stores in Louisiana, Texas, and Oklahoma, and I was making those trips weekly.
God.
So I spent hours in my car listening to Sirius or podcast, you know what I mean? And just like I'm used to it now. So like that 40-minute trip is nothing to me.
I mean, I'm just somebody who's for some reason I cannot get into just driving long distances. I had to bring 2 people with me because I knew I'd be bored as shit.
It's called marijuana. Marijuana helps a lot.
You know, I don't smoke weed. A lot of people got the misconception about me, but
You have the look.
I do have the look. Yeah.
Yeah, you're the little Lebowski.
Yeah, little. I'm the dude. Yeah, I've been growing my hair out. It feels weird sometimes.
Same here.
This is the longest it's ever been in my entire life.
L'Oreal, sponsor. Come on.
L'Oreal.
Yeah. You know I'm worth it.
Cheers, buddy.
Cheers, man.
Cheers, man. Getting
Thanks
fucked
for
up
bringing
and
the beer.
talking. Getting fucked up and talking to my buddy. We're gonna have a gin break here in a bit.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yes.
Just not a gym break because that's not happening with this fat ass. It needs to, but it's not.
I'm getting fat as shit, dude. I think it's all the beer.
I
I'm trying to switch to gin just so that I don't feel bloated all the fucking time.
I know. I would drink Bud Light, but I don't want Kid Rock to get mad at me.
Well, and I eat like fucking 8 meals a day.
Yeah.
For some reason, I'm just constantly fucking eating and I'm constantly drinking. I know I have like probably self-control issues. Whatever.
Yeah.
You know?
My problem is like I was doing good for a while, and then I started using DoorDash to make money, and you get a lot of free food with DoorDash, and you also like are constantly sitting in a car for hours with McDonald's in your car, smelling it. So it's like eventually, like, man,
You'd have to take a nibble.
McChicken sounds good.
I mean, if they got a 20-piece McNugget, who's really counting on
Dude,
that
I've gotten
nugget?
so many free family meals from McDonald's. It's not even funny.
Really? They just don't.
So like, what I do typically when I'm doing these open mics is I like to, you know, it's like you said, it's a drive. It's an hour.
Yeah.
So I'll go a Wednesday or Thursday and I'll hit up 2 or 3 open mics in a row whenever they have them all in a line. And then I'll DoorDash till like 3 or 4 in the morning in Tulsa and make $100.
That's nice.
And, you know, as long as that pays for my travel, then it's not really that worth the gas. Or it is worth the gas for me. And, you know, it's getting my name out there.
You're working while you're down there.
Yeah.
So that's good. And I'm sure you get more business in Tulsa than you do.
Yeah, it's hard because here you have to schedule it. Yeah, it'll be like you have to go like 2 days in advance, and it'll be like, okay, at 12:30 to 1, you can go and DoorDash for us.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and they'll have orders already figured out. Yeah, But
the McDonald's up on like Peoria, the north side of town, they'll have like a line wrapped around the building and have like 3 employees in there at like 1 o'clock in the morning.
Oof.
And so you'll just sit there for an hour or two, and at late night you can sometimes just do hourly on DoorDash. So there's sometimes where you get like $15 an hour just to sit there in a parking lot.
You ever had like at churches? They only have churches in like the worst neighborhoods.
Yeah.
So
Popeyes, there's a Popeye next to it.
Dude, Popeyes is the shit. That's the best chicken joint. Like fast food chicken, that's the best fucking place to get chicken.
Yeah, I love Popeyes.
Yeah, for sure.
Like when they made the chicken sandwich, I was like, damn it, now it's gonna get popular. Like for a while there, it was like kind of the secret where like white people didn't go there.
Yeah, no.
And I was like, yes.
And see, that was my dad saying. It was like my dad, he fucking loved Popeyes. This is a white guy, you know, accordingly, you know, apparently. Yeah, so my dad would always tell us, it's like, no, we're not going to KFC. You kids are fucking crazy. We're going to Popeyes.
Yeah.
KFC's dog shit.
Yeah.
I was like, now as an adult, I'm like, hey, thanks, Dad.
I will say, like, you know, I'm not the biggest connoisseur of spicy stuff. Like, I mean, like, I just don't have the tongue or anything that can handle a lot of spice. Like, I can handle a little bit. But as I've gotten older, it's gotten better. Like, growing up, I couldn't even handle, like, pecani sauce or salsa at a fucking Mexican restaurant.
Really?
Like, my tongue would just be like, that's fucking crazy.
Damn. That must be miserable. I love spice, dude.
Like, lately, now, as I get older, it gets a little bit easier. But, what I was getting at was like Popeyes is the only place that when they say they have a spicy side, it's really not that spicy. Like the spicy just tastes better than the regular original recipe in my opinion. Like it's just not that spicy to me.
Well, yeah, and it's just like I don't know, spicy sandwich, spicy chicken sandwich. It's always better than the original.
Exactly,
It's always better.
So I don't like spice that's pain. I like spice that has flavor. Like if it has flavor behind it and it actually makes the thing better, then good. If it's just heat to be fucking painful, then it's like eh.
I mean, it's like when you hang out with your friends that are like, I love spice. And so then they'll cook for you.
Yeah.
They won't make it tasty spicy. They won't put spices that make it taste better.
Yeah.
They'll only put spices that make it spicier.
Yeah.
So then you're like, no, you don't like spice. You're just a piece of shit. Like,
Yeah, it's like
just,
trying to get your partner into like trying to do anal for the first time. You only use the bomb hot sauce for lube. It's like,
my God. I was like, no, I just think you're into like masochism. I don't think you give a fuck about the taste of the food. You just want to feel bad.
Like, is that what it's going to take to make the food taste good? Is that it burns all your taste buds to where you can't taste anything?
Yeah, and then you get the shits afterwards. You got spicy diarrhea because somebody wanted to show
maybe
you
that's
how
why
bad.
too. Because like I had my gallbladder out like 10 years ago, so I have an express lane. So
What does
like,
the gallbladder do? I don't know.
it's like a filter basically for like before your stomach. And from what I've, I'm not the fucking doctor behind it, I just had it removed. But from what I've heard, it was like a filter for like before the food goes to your stomach. And when it got clogged, it basically just stopped me from getting food to my stomach. So like I would just have this like horrible chest pain every time I ate.
Oh, fuck.
It'd feel like fucking just somebody stabbing me all the time. And then I had to have it removed. They cut like 2 incisions and then they fucking suck it out.
You still got scars from
Yeah,
it?
I still got the scars. Yeah.
Damn. That sounds miserable.
Yeah, I just tell people I got them from Nam. That's why I got the bandana.
Nice.
Nice. So how you been, man?
Oh, I'm doing really well. Kind of like, I took a break from I'm always taking breaks from comedy.
Yeah.
I mean, even if you've been in the scene for only like a year, that I'm the guy who's in and out, in and out.
Dude, I started in January. I've already had 2 breaks.
It's fucking miserable. Sometimes I can't stand doing comedy in Tulsa. Because it's like if not somebody like it feels like everybody wants to start like fucking rivalries and beef and all that shit.
Yeah.
I don't have any goddamn interest in none of that fucking shit. I mean, it's like high school drama.
Yep.
For something that's supposed to be an artistic venture.
Yeah.
Why the fuck are you getting so self-obsessed that you think you want to start fucking drama with people?
It's kind of like whenever I see some of these places that are like, okay, we're at this open mic, we're gonna only have this rule and this rule. Not, and I'm like, I thought we got into comedy because we couldn't handle the rules of 9-to-5 jobs.
Yeah,
like,
I mean,
fuck.
Look, don't say slurs on stage, I guess.
Yeah.
That's an okay rule. I can deal with that. Don't say slurs on stage. And don't punch somebody.
Yeah.
I guess those are 2 good rules to have when it comes to comedy. But when it comes to like the whole like, your joke is kind of like based off of microaggressions. I'm like, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about right now.
Spoiler alert, 90% of my material is crowd work and roasting.
Yeah, and that's fine.
I like to be more improv and have fun with the group and actually have fun with the audience and like when I do these open mics, I'll bring 2 to 3 minutes maybe of like maybe a story or some bits, and then the rest of it I'm writing as I'm sitting there making observations on people like what they're wearing, just hats or who they recommend, and I go up there and it's all fresh.
Yeah,
and that's what I'm trying to do.
And sometimes it's fun for the audience to feel like they're involved. But
Yeah.
I guess like I don't know. You feel sometimes when you go to a comedy show that the people there are not trying to have a good time. They're trying to find something to be upset about.
Yes.
And it's just
I don't get it.
especially other comedians. most of the time, 99% of the time, when somebody gets canceled in Tulsa, I mean, like, we're fucking important enough to get canceled on any scale.
Yeah.
When somebody cancels, it's not because of an audience member. It's because one comedian has found something about you that they don't like.
Yep.
And it's just silly.
Well, what I look at is, and this is without any ego with me at all. I try to really be humble and not have any ego with stuff that I've built here and stuff like that. But I launched this year and started bowling full-fledged into comedy this year, and I feel I've made a lot of progress in like the 6 months or so I've been doing it.
Oh yeah, you have. I mean, I could tell that like I remember the first time that you went on stage. I think I was there, or like maybe the second time. How you've evolved on writing, because that's the main thing I try to tell everybody. It's like, if you're gonna focus on one thing in comedy, just focus on writing the bits.
You gotta find your voice.
Because what fucking is ridiculous is there's certain people in this scene that thinks that they can run it that don't know how to structure a bit.
Well, that's what I was getting at, was like, without any ego of my thing, I'm like, in the 6 months I've been here, I can already see where I've grown personally.
Yeah.
What the fuck are these other people doing here? Been doing it for like 5-6 years, or even some, like there was one that was like been here like 15 or 14 years, and I'm like, you're still in the same fucking spot? Cool.
Yeah, I mean,
like not and again, I'm not trying to like disparage or punch down anybody. It's just more like, why am I comparing myself to you? Like, we're doing different things.
It's silly. I mean, people don't realize that like rising tide raises all ships.
Yeah.
So let's all lift each other up a little bit.
Yeah.
There's people in Tulsa comedy I can't fucking stand. I can't look at their face. I don't like them. I think they're smug, hunty shitheads.
Yeah.
But you know what? I won't say that you can't come to a show.
Yeah.
I'll never say I won't do a show with this person or that person. There's certain people that if they try to hire me book me for a show, I probably won't. I'll probably pass on it. But I'm never the person that's like going online and trying to cancel somebody.
Yeah, you're not gonna burn the bridge or just go out of your way to fucking.
Yeah, going online to try to ruin somebody's, if you can call it career. This is Tulsa fucking comedy.
Yeah, it's fucking Facebook.
This is not a world mark. We're not going to the comedy store in fucking Las Vegas. Like this is not the same thing as that. This is where we need to start growing to get our craft down to a fine science where then we can reach out and try to make it big. Yeah. Not going to make it big in Tulsa. There's no reason to sit around and try to fucking do dick measuring contest and fucking trying to see who's the biggest cock in the block. There's no reason for that.
And it's like, like I see the potential in Tulsa of what it could become, and I see the talent here. But you're right, it's not at the level of like an Austin or an LA or a New York or anything like that, or Chicago. No. So don't treat it with the same thing. No. Like, canceling doesn't matter here. Like, what I'm trying to do is just build something for myself and try to get it, like you said, do the reps, do the work.
So now, with the whole cancel day, and I mean, when I say cancel, I don't mean like somebody, I'm not trying to say it's like that, racist, blah, blah, blah. It's just, it's petty grievances that they try to call out online. Why are you calling out petty grievances? That's fucking silly. So you're gonna cook up something that doesn't mean anything.
Yeah.
Again, there's not gonna be a producer that comes into a Tulsa comedy show and tries to hand somebody a fucking 2-season network show. Yeah. That's not gonna happen. This isn't New York City. Yeah. So what we need to do is try to work together and make a good scene for growth.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know, man. Like, getting canceled in Tulsa is like the same equivalent as like what was I gonna say? I had a fucking bit and then I fucking let it go.
I'll pick it up for you. Yeah. It's like a homeless guy outside calling you a piece of shit. It's like, oh really? I'm a piece of shit. Okay, thanks, bud. Like, what the fuck is his word gonna do? Like, canceling somebody in Tulsa is the equivalent of sending in the Uvalde Police Department. Yeah. That was what I was trying to do. Yeah. I was trying to frame it in a way. I was like, how am I gonna word this? Something Uvalde. Fuck them. I mean, they fuck the kids anyway. Yeah. It's like the rural family trying to breed. You're like, oof, I don't know about this. Too much chlorine in that gene pool. Yeah. It's like, fuck. So, man, how long you been in the scene? Well, man, I'm 30 now. I started, I guess, when I was 21. That was when I first tried to just make it. Because like I was lad. Yeah, because I was living not in Tulsa when I was 18, and I was DJing downtown. Doing like electronic shows and stuff. That's what I loved was, DJing and kind of being in that scene. I think I was like 21 and I decided I was going to go to a comedy show and go up. I think it was Comedy Parlor at the time. It was like the only actual, other than Looney Bin, the only place that did like weekly comedy shows for open mic.
Yeah.
It was a blast, and you know, you made friends, and sometimes those friendships don't really last that long.
Yeah.
People come and go from the comedy scene all the time. You know, been through a marriage or two since then. So, yeah.
I can relate to that.
Oh, God.
Hey, I resemble that remark.
Oof. But, yeah, so, you know, I mostly want to just go out and have fun and, like, work on, because the main reason I like to do comedy is because it helps with my writing.
Yeah.
The writing bits is the only thing that I don't even really like telling them as much as I like writing the jokes.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of jokes that I'll write that I'll never say. Just because you don't know how it'll work out. You don't know if it's a little too edgy.
Are you one, like, sometimes I feel that similar way. Like, you know, I get different things from writing and different things from podcasting and different things from stand-up, you know, from performing, and different things in my brain fire off, you know, with those things. But, like, I get what you're saying, because like, there's some times where I think I would be great in, like, a writer's room on a comedy or something like that. Just be in a group of people, just, like, writing jokes for somebody else to say.
Yeah, there's ideas that you come up with. Like, the other day I was in my car, and I thought the idea, like, do bees fuck?
Yeah.
I just wanted to know. Because I don't know anything about insects. So I looked it up and I Googled it. Turns out bees do fuck. They only fuck the queen, though. So the queen's just a fucking rail pig that just gets fucked constantly. She's just, everybody's fucking plowing
Here on
through
Unloading
that
Meat, we slut shame bees.
Yeah, fucking fat.
Get that, honey.
Fucking big ass whore. Just getting fucking slammed constantly, right? So I've never done that on stage. So this is
I mean, I had a similar joke last week where I was talking to somebody and like they were like, you know, like if I had 2 nickels for every time somebody said I love you, but, and I was like, yeah, 2 nickels fucking. Wait, that's a weird image. Nickels fucking. It sounds like, you know, an illiterate typing it on Pornhub.
Yeah, that's like the alternative. That's like that. If you had a cover band, that could be your Nickelback cover band. Is Nickel Fuck.
Nickel fuck.
Nickel Fuck cover band of Nickelback.
It'd sound better than Chad Kroeger.
Oh hell, I you know, everybody talks shit on Nickelback, but there was a few tracks when I was like in middle school. You can't deny
the power of Hero from Spider-Man 1.
Oh man, honestly, dude,
that song is a banger.
It's pretty funny looking back on it. It's like everybody hated it, but like you secretly kind of liked it.
Yeah.
When you were in your truck or car or whatever when you were a kid, you fucking blasted that shit.
I think the moment that they jumped the shark the most was when they, like, one of their songs was like the intro to WWE Raw for like 5 years. And so every Monday night it's just blasted like 30 times a night. And so like everybody that's on a redneck or ever watched wrestling was like, fuck Nickelback.
God.
Fuck Nickelback.
I had a friend that one time like he misused a malapropism where he called it like I don't know if he made it up himself or he said man, I got here just in the Nickelback of time, and that still cracks me up to this day here in my head. I'll say it now because it's like that's fucking hilarious. Yeah.
There's just things that stick out in your mind that are just like frozen.
Yeah, that's like that happened when I was in high school, and I can never let that go. How funny that was.
It's like Tom Segura with bikes. I don't know if you ever heard that.
No.
He watched Scared Straight. Do you remember Scared Straight?
Oh yeah.
And
for gay kids, right?
No, it's for
That's what that show should have been.
Only in the South.
That's what that show should have been. They just have you watch kids over and over. Like, oh, you want to get AIDS? That's what I thought.
You just listen to Radio Gaga on loop for 8 hours.
Yeah. You show them a Freddie Mercury documentary. I'm sorry. Oh, I'm sorry. No. I'm sinking into this. All right, I'm sorry. I'm riffing too hard. But
you're good.
Scared Straight. Let's get back.
No, like he was talking about, like he watched. Like he has a whole bit about like he watched Scared Straight a couple times, and there's just one where they took him to a prison instead of a jail.
Okay.
And there's just one black guy that's like, you know, like hold my pocket. And he's making him hold his pocket and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And he's like, why'd you get it? Why'd you get in here? He's like, I stole something. He's like, stole what? And he's like, bikes. He's like, bikes. And like ever since then, that's like every time Tom Segura is driving by and sees motorcycles or anything, he just like has to go bikes. He just shouts it like it's like a nervous tick to him now.
Oh, that's hilarious.
People even made fucking songs about it, like have him like fucking dubbed into it and just like him shouting that soundbite.
Oh, I would do like Tom Segura.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not a big fan of Bert Kreischer.
I like him in doses. I like them together. They work good as a yin and yang together.
Oh, man. Just every once in a while I see a clip and the guy cannot shut the fuck up.
Well, yeah. I mean, a lot of comedians are like that, though. We love to talk.
Yes, I mean, I agree. But
some of us have podcasts.
None of us squeal while somebody else is trying to do a funny thing.
Yeah.
And like laugh over. And it's just like when you're on a podcast, you got to know, it's okay to laugh in a podcast. That makes it funny. But when you squeal really loud into the mic, okay, you're ruining the flow there, Bert.
Well, it's like when they made that fucking Van Wilder movie and they wrote that article about, Van Wilder is based on Bert.
Yeah. I mean,
like he's the party guy. Like he kind of is. Like he's always looking for a party and he's always drunk or always doing something else. And he likes to be the center of attention, center of a party at all times.
God.
And it's exhausting sometimes. Probably
we've all had friends like that.
Yeah.
But I mean, then again, I'm talking shit on somebody who's very popular and making it more than I am. So what the fuck do I know?
I mean, it leads to his work ethic, though. I mean, at least he's always energized, always doing something.
Yeah.
I mean, like again, it's like you're not necessarily bagging on him so much as you're explaining like, hey, this is not my the way I would want to live my life.
I guess it's just not my cup of tea.
Yeah.
So, and I do people really try to argue with me about justifying how funny he is? I guess. I mean, it's not my cup of tea.
Yeah, but that's exactly all you have to say though.
Yeah.
It's your cup of tea. There's gonna be.
There's gonna be people that you just don't like.
Yeah.
And I have a lot of people like that.
I think Bert is the equivalent of like every like blue collar comedy tour we had in the early 2000s. I was in the DVD bin at Walmart.
Yeah.
Like he's that demographic, I think.
I feel like and I mean, I hadn't heard about him until like, God, it was not too recently.
Really? I heard him a lot. I mean, I heard him pre-COVID because the Machine story, went viral for a while.
Yeah, I guess that was the first time I heard is when he did his Machine story.
And then, Ari Shaffir had This Is Not Happening, and I love that show. And that was just comedians telling stories. And he told stories on that a couple times.
I hang out at bars in Tulsa most weekdays.
You're going to hear some stories.
I've fucking heard enough comedians telling stories. I don't give a fuck about listening to a podcast. I mean, I hope people listen to this podcast, but they're
Speaking
not
of which,
me.
guys, make sure to like, share, and subscribe.
Yeah. I watched a few episodes, so I made sure that I was, in the right mood before I came here a few days before. Listened to the Roscoe, really good friend of mine, like a brother to me. That guy's awesome.
Shout out to Roscoe.
Shout out to Roscoe if you listen to this. You're fucking gay.
And he can say that because I gave him permission.
Yep.
I suck cock.
Yes, he does.
So, man, looking around this room, anything stick out to you? I know you saw the lizard a while ago.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. This is you got a little bit of an obsession, my friend.
So let's take it back a step.
I think you have more action figures than I have books, and I love books. I have so many. I can't even. I bought an extra bookshelf just so I could fit, and I still got them stacked up on a table in our living room, and my wife's very upset about that.
Well, I mean, technically, these are bookshelves.
Yeah, exactly. You have more action figures than I have books, and that's fucking saying something.
Well,
so.
let's take it back a step then. Take me back to young Blake's childhood. What was Blake collecting, or what was he playing with as a kid?
Man, what action figures? I guess like Star Wars.
Star Wars.
Old Star Wars action figures. I had Han Solo.
Kenner,
that was my
3¾ inch.
Yeah, and I had the guy who shot Greedo.
Yep.
Yeah, I had Greedo and him, and I think I had the guy that looks like a hammerhead shark. I think those were my three. Oh
yeah, the brown alien with the
yeah. Those are the three that I really liked. And I think I had like a few of Jurassic Park action figures.
Yeah.
I really loved Jurassic Park movies. When I was a kid, that was my shit. Jurassic Park.
Same here.
Yes.
Jurassic Park 1, Lost World, Jurassic Park 3 was better in my opinion.
Yeah.
I like the books better. I like Michael Crichton books.
Well, that's what got me into literature, was that I loved Jurassic Park so much. I was 12, 13 years old, and my dad was like, "You like that movie? I have Michael Crichton's Jurassic Park.
Yeah.
Maybe you should read that, Blake." And at the time, you're a little kid, you're like 12 or preteen, so you're like, "Oh, what the fuck do you know, old man?" I read that book, and it changed my life when it comes to literature, and I ever since then, I've been collecting books from people like Robert W. Chambers is one of my favorite writers, and I love Ambrose Bierce. He wrote the best American short story that's ever been written. It was called The Occurrence at Owl Creek Bridge.
Okay.
It's a short story. It's not a book, but Ambrose Bierce is a brilliant writer. He's been dead for over 100 years. So
spoiler alert.
Yeah. I do have a story. This has nothing to do with comedy. Ambrose Bierce just went missing. Nobody knows where his body is.
Wow.
Do you want to know how?
How?
So when he got into elderly age, he had tuberculosis. So he decided moving to the desert would be the best idea for him.
Yeah.
And while there, he was still writing, trying to he's somebody who, when he wrote as a journalist, he lambasted the Transcontinental Railroad. And his publications in, I think, New York Times back then was so popular that they wrote him personally and said, what can we pay you to make you stop criticizing us? His main criticism against them was their evasion of tax. He wrote out the amount of their taxes. He said it would be $1.3 million written out to the United States IRS.
Damn.
That's how you can get me to stop talking shit about you. He published the letter correspondence. Yeah, he was a brilliant writer.
Yeah.
But he was so inspired by Pancho Villa, revolution in Mexico, that in his elderly age, he went to document and write a biography about Pancho Villa's life. And people think he might have just got sick and died while fighting, or at least in league with these rebels. So nobody knows where Ambrose Bierce's body is.
Doesn't that kind of add to the story, though?
Yeah, he's
the mythology.
He's such a fascinating individual.
Yeah.
Anybody who wants to read about something, read about that guy, because that guy is fucking a genius.
Yeah.
I loved him. He was somebody who thought that prostitution should have been legal in like Old West. He was like, didn't think there was any issue with gay people back then. That's a pretty big deal.
Yeah, very.
Very revolutionary thinker. But no, he inspired the other guy I said, Robert W. Chambers. He wrote a book, short story called The Inhabitants of Carcosa. And that's what inspired Ambrose Bierce to use the word Carcosa as the mythical city in the book The King in Yellow.
Okay.
Which inspired the first season of True Detective.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, so his book, The King in Yellow, is what they got. That's what they got their inspiration from, Carcosa and the Yellow King or the King in Yellow. That's
They're bringing back True Detective, aren't they?
I mean, I watched one episode of the second season. I was like, this is dog shit.
Yeah, I didn't like the second season. The first season was perfect. Damn near perfect. I love the first season.
No, it was brilliant. It was. Yeah. I mean, who can shit on Matthew McConaughey?
Yeah,
that guy. Fuck.
Yeah,
that dude, and even Woody Harrelson. I love Woody Harrelson, and that was a perfect role for him. He looked about like me. I was like, I can relate to this character. You're a piece of shit. You drink all the time and you fuck constantly. But hey, I like that guy.
I just finished watching Barry on HBO. I love that show.
I haven't finished the last season.
It ends well
because I'm trying to get my wife to catch up. Because
I have my daughter's starting to watch Barry now, and like she's catching up. Because
it's so good.
I didn't watch it till this year. Like
you haven't.
I didn't watch the first 3 seasons because they took a break for a while and stuff. But I'd already always heard of it, but I never watched it. And then just like last month, the season 4 was getting ready to come out. I was like, you know what? I'll give it a try. And then I got hooked. Mm-hmm. And the writing is so fucking phenomenal.
The writing is really good. I love it.
The cinematography, everything. Bill Hader's a genius behind the fucking camera.
He's from Tulsa.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And season 4, he directs every single episode.
That's really good.
Yeah. It's really good.
It has me like off of TikTok because occasionally I'll see like a snippet from when he's in jail. Spoiler alert, sorry everybody.
Yeah.
And
I mean, it happened a year ago. It's okay.
I was like, man, I don't want to know anything, so I've just
like Henry Winkler deserves all the awards. Like
dude, Henry Winkler is badass. The fact that he used to be the Fonz.
Yeah.
He used to be the Fonz and now he's just the goofy guy.
Yeah. But like this role lets him be so funny, but also dramatic at the same time.
Very deep. He looks like my grandmother. I can't stop thinking about that every time.
Well,
every time I see him, I'm like, that's Grandma. Hey, Grandma.
Gam.
You big nose. What's up? I'm sorry. I got a big schnoz, so that's like I understand.
This turns into anti-Semitic podcast real quick.
Oh, is he? Okay. I'm just kidding. I love it.
Just don't reach your hand up 90 degrees straight up.
I'm sorry.
Flat palmed.
I did not mean to turn this into this. Don't worry, everybody. I'm not racist or anti-Semitic. Despite what you hear around.
Yeah, so. Despite all the red and black, white colors I have on this podcast, we're not.
My face is red. I've been drinking like all day.
We have hair growing out. We're not skinheads.
Yeah. Oh God.
This episode of Unloading Meat is not brought to you by your favorite mobile banking app such as Cash App. Man, I love using Cash App, especially when I'm doing things other than buying drugs. Cash App.
There was some shit I was just telling him off mic. Some real
Facts.
Fucking saucy stuff. Now, this is stuff that... Oh, one of your toys.
It's all right.
This is some shit that would fucking bring nations down. The stuff that I just told him. So you guys will never be able to know about it. Never.
Not even a sleeper cell's gonna undo this.
Never. Fucking never. You'll never know about it. Yeah. It's fucking secret, and only my genius ass brain and this fucking dude know about it now. Only ones, and a few other people, I'm sure. But it's secret. Yeah. It's secret. You guys will never figure it out. Yeah. Comment down below. I'll never tell you.
We the ones on Unloading Meat.
There's secrets. Secrets and Unloading Me. Unloading Secrets podcast.
Welcome back to Unloading Meat, the only show with a more higher THC count than the carts you buy at your local dispensary.
Welcome, everybody. We're getting fucked up.
We check our terps here on Unloading Meat.
Yeah, we had to take a break because I needed to get more alcohol.
Cheers. On our purple cups.
What's up, buddy?
It's like we either had Barney or Thanos jerk off into a cup.
I know. Before I came over here, I asked him, "You have any cups? Any like glasses, like small glass?" I like to have a nice little glass cup. And
I have Yoda shot glasses.
I saw those. So I was at my little bar that I have in my house, and I was pouring myself a drink before we headed out. And then I realized, and I messaged you. And when I was in the car, he says no, and sent me a picture of his kitchen. So I was like, well, fuck, I'm 10 minutes away from my house now.
I don't drink a lot. We don't have, I mean, it's me and the two kids, and I only have them half the time. So it's like one time I was just like, you know what, get rid of like half the dishes, half the cups, because I don't need to keep cleaning all this shit. Yeah. And I just kind of did like a nice cleaning throughout all my shit.
Oh, if I never drink either, it's crazy, isn't it?
Like, you almost got me there.
Gotcha,
you almost got me there. Now, like I socially drink, obviously. Occasionally I'll have a case of White Claw or something in there, you know, just to have in there. But like a case of beer or White Claw.
You really are gay, aren't you?
Yeah, that's true.
Got his ass.
Yeah,
I got him. Everybody.
Yeah, you got him. Spoiler alert.
Got you, dude.
I swallowed.
Burned you. Oh, this has been fun. This is good.
Welcome to Unloading Meat.
We're only halfway through, people. There's more content coming towards you.
More Unloading Meat coming right to your face.
Yep.
In your ear holes. All your holes. They're going to get Unloading Meat in them.
I didn't even... Now I realize I mean, I guess I'm just somebody who doesn't get, like...
Double entendres?
Yeah, I guess I didn't even...
Well, can I tell you what Unloading Meat actually means?
Okay, tell me.
And this will be cut. And we'll be right back. And we're back. No.
Dude, that was such a... I cannot believe that is what the meaning of that.
Yeah, I know, right?
That's fucking bananas.
You swallow one
I'll
time.
never... That'll never leave my mind. That's just like the... that thing, Nickelback of Time. That's just perfect.
Yeah.
And now that I know the meaning of it, it means so much more to me.
Yeah.
And if you want to know about what the meaning is, you'll never figure it out.
Available on Patreon.
Because I was surprised. I had my ideas on what it means, and now I know what it means, and that's fucking bananas.
Yeah, it's a M. Night Shyamalan twist, isn't it?
Dude, we're building lore here. That's fucking bananas.
Yeah, we have lore on Unloading Me.
We have lore on Unloading Me. I know about it. I don't think he tells everybody about this because he said, "Hey, don't tell anybody."
Yeah.
So I was like, I assume that no other comedians know what it actually means. So
no, I mean, there's clues in my theme song if people wanted to do like an AR, like a Easter egg kind of scavenger hunt. There's some clues in my theme song lyrics, but like. They're never gonna figure it out all the way.
They'll never figure it out.
No.
It's brilliant. I mean, fuck, dude. That's like Shakespeare levels of fucking brilliance, man. I love it.
Thank you.
I love it.
So, man, we talked about writing something. We talked about your favorite authors, stuff like that. When it comes to comedy writing, specifically like stand-up stuff like that, who are some of your favorite comedians or people or humorous people that you are inspired by?
Oh God. So I will tell you. When I was just a young pup, I had a cassette player, and the only cassette, because I had my own cassettes that like my dad used to have, and be like Beastie Boys and stuff like that. But when I went to my grandmother's house, different grandma than what Henry would great grandma.
Yeah, nice callback.
She lived very out in the country.
Non-Jewish.
Sorry. She lives very out in the country, and she didn't have a whole lot of cassettes that had like music.
Germany, Austria, what country?
Oh no, I mean like.
Oh, she wasn't Jewish. Okay, we'll call that.
So,
fucking racist.
So I think the only cassette she had in her house that didn't have like country music on it was Jeff Foxworthy.
Nice.
So I was 10 years old listening to Jeff Foxworthy cassette tapes. You know how that's the most like eclectic way that somebody can get into, like the most hipster way to get into comedy.
Yeah,
is when you're
like one gas station away from getting a fucking trucker hat with a tag still on
exactly. And
and a T-shirt with 3 wolves.
Ironically, I love those T-shirts. This is a bomb, dude. So I would go out at my grandma's house and I would listen to Jeff Foxworthy, and I was like, comedy is pretty cool because you don't even think about it. And then over the years, I guess when before I actually got into stand up and writing stand up, I would be at work and I had this old job where I worked at like we'd manufacture natural gas pipes.
Okay.
So you're working with like heavy metal and there's sound, so you always have to wear something in your ear. So I'd get headphones, just so it's noise canceling. You don't lose your hearing. And I'd listen to Pandora.
Yeah.
And I'd listen to the comedy things. And there were people like, like Louis C.K.
Yeah.
I know that's kind of controversial now, but it's like he was a brilliant joke writer.
Yeah, I mean, it's
brilliant.
It's Louis C.K. and people that are like quote unquote canceled are the same kind of thing I feel about like. You're not a wrestling fan, but you know who Chris Benoit is.
Oh yeah.
So like, there's a thing where like if you go to watch old Chris Benoit matches, where you're like, it's still great matches, but it's like,
yeah, and Louis C.K. didn't kill his children and wife, so
not yet.
Oh yeah.
Louis season 6.
Louis season 6
available only on his website because nobody will book him.
He's he hung himself with his weight gear
and left the Bible at each one.
Oh,
that was dark.
That dude was fire. He was dealing with some shit. But
all because he didn't want to drop the title on the pay-per-view.
Like Louis C.K. and that oh man, what's the other guy? Like Jim Norton. I really like Jim Norton and Ricky Gervais. I remember listening to Ricky Gervais' old podcast.
Yep. With what's the
Stephen
Carl.
Merchant and Carl Pilkington.
Carl Pilkington was amazing.
Dude, that
still
shit,
is.
I still listen to that. That guy is funny as hell.
Just his way of looking through life, just like it's just fascinating.
Yeah, sometimes you'll listen to it and you're like, that's actually pretty fucking brilliant.
Yeah.
Because he'll say things that he'll say it dumb, where he's talking about his subconscious and his conscious, but he doesn't know how to say that.
Yeah.
So he'll just say, your brain tells yourself. And Ricky Gervais is like, you are your brain. What are you talking about? But at the same time, I was like, Ricky, he's talking about his subconscious. He's just not smart enough. That's pretty genius.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Idiot Abroad is an amazing show. Like all three, even the one with Warwick Davis was funny.
Yeah.
I love Warwick Davis. Like, and then like, what was this show? Life's Too Short. That was a good show.
That was a good show. Did he ever star in Extras? Do you remember that show?
I remember Extras. I don't know if Warwick was in that.
I can't remember. He might have done a cameo, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I always remember Life's Too Short with Liam Neeson doing the monologue about AIDS.
Yeah. That's the second time we mentioned AIDS on the podcast.
Yeah.
Maybe that's what the meaning is. You don't know.
That's too late.
You
Spoiler
don't
alert.
know.
I'm always safe when I unloaded my meat. Mm-hmm. Yeah, butcher block.
Yeah, wrap it up, buddies. Anyone out there?
Some butcher swine.
Yeah, anybody out there? Don't fuck a Wiccan and wrap your meat.
I lost my virginity to a Wiccan.
Well, she probably cursed you.
Yeah, that's probably true.
Fucked a Wiccan about 4 years ago. Ankle's still fucked up after that. Went to the doctor.
That'll be the clip. That'll be the clip for the intro. Oh my god.
I went to the doctor and I said, "Hey doc, what's wrong with my ankle?" He's like, "All the tests we did, it's seems like you're okay. Got a question for you, bud. You fuck a Wiccan recently?" He's like, "There's your issue. Put a curse on you, buddy." Look, I don't believe in any of that stuff, but why would you test it? You know?
I mean, I didn't really know she was a Wiccan until like we were already over there, and then she was like showing me like, like kind of like. I don't remember if it was before or after. It didn't really matter. I was like 17, and I was just like, you know what, dick hard.
Yeah, let me guess. There was she had more than one tarot cards and a dream catcher.
Yeah,
that's fucking Wiccan vibes. You run, buddy.
Yeah. There was dream catchers.
Only dress in earth tones too.
I think her mom was a phone sex operator too.
Oh yeah.
Like that's what she was doing in the other room, and her mom looked like fucking Charlie's mom from It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
They never look
or
as
Max
good as
mom.
you.
Max mom.
Yeah,
either
one. That's not a good. I guess. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know.
That was funny.
Yeah, we're ripping pretty good.
Oh, dude, man, Jen
knew it
gets
was
me in the
fun.
mood. Jen gets me in the mood for some jokes, buddy.
So what would you like to talk about, man?
Oh, I don't know. I'm looking at all this shit. It's crazy. So I tell people this all the time, anytime I'm drunk enough, and I'm sure they don't really give a fuck.
No.
But I am writing a book.
Okay.
Based in Tulsa. It's called The Neon Green Planet.
I still haven't finised the second chapter. That
Yeah, I've sent you a few sample chapters. It's a good book. It's a good book.
I liked it. It's got a lot of potential, man.
It needs some more. I haven't sent him everything, but I still got a few chapters left to write, and I'm gonna edit through it myself because it's like. That's the issue with like getting an editor because I've had an editor before with like short stories that I wrote and they change things where it's like the wording on it is how they think it should be.
Yeah.
But I put the wording. I'm very knowledgeable when it comes to literature. I know what I want something to sound like when I write it down.
Yeah.
The fact that editors change it so much, I just don't want any of that. There's stuff that I'm sure like grammatical errors and stuff that they can fix, but it's just occasionally when I edit it, I can read. I'll know what I want it to be.
Yeah.
so that they don't change it too much that it
Yeah.
doesn't seem like me.
I think my only thing was like I had like one note for you on something or something like that. But it was
Yeah.
like more like just like read it and just make sure it sounds conversationally when you're having a conversation in the story.
Yeah,
You know,
exactly.
If you reread it and it sounds like two people actually having a conversation, then you're good. You know
Which,
what I mean?
yeah, and dialogue was something that everybody's always said that I can write well.
Yeah.
I'm good at writing dialogue more than anything else. It's
Yeah.
like I try to be a descriptive writer, but you know, you don't want to sound too many adjectives.
Is how long? I mean, have you kind of guesstimated what length you think this novel's going to be?
Well, so far it's 120,000 words. So I don't know how. I try not to look at that.
yeah,
I think that's the last time I looked at it. It's kind of hard when on the Word document it says how many words. So that's a little intimidating when you're starting out writing a book and you're like, been writing it for fucking months.
Yeah.
And it says 30,000. You're like, fuck, I am nowhere near close enough to be long enough for this to be a substantial novel.
yeah,
But it's like you want your substance to go over the quantity of what you're writing.
yeah,
So it's like if I wrote a 30,000 word piece of genius thing that I loved, I'd still try to publish it then.
yeah,
But if it's, you know, again, when you're starting out as a writer, I would say that it would be hard for you to try to make it as big and as, you know, thick and as intimidating as you possibly can for a book.
yeah,
Because when a book's really good, you know that Stephen King doesn't really write a whole lot of real short books.
yeah.
So you know that his writing's good enough to put into a full novel.
Yeah.
I mean, so that's intimidating. You don't want to seem like you rush through it. You want it to feel like you put enough words on the
Well,
page.
sure. Well, what I was getting at was like more like thinking of it like, you know, maybe it's just come from my background of like film editing and stuff like that, or like, you know, video editing, or like even just writing stand-up set or like that. Like if you guesstimate like, hey, I want it to be like a 500-page book, then you know more where you can trim the fat in certain sections once you get that rewrite. You start going through that rewrite process. You know what I mean? Like you're like, okay, I kind of wanted it to be around 500-600 pages, so I'm about 650, 700 right now, and there's some chapters I know I could probably, you know what I mean? Like I didn't know if you were handling it like that. That's where I was getting at.
No, to be honest, I don't really cut out a whole lot of things that I write. If anything, I add more in when I go through the re-editing process because I'm somebody who believes that the story is the most important thing.
Yeah.
The story, and it was, I think, Lacan who said that the only thing worth writing about is the human heart in conflict with itself. So when I write, I try to make sure that that's at the very forefront. And when the story's done, I can go back and I can add things like details and just small things between chapters or at the beginning of a chapter to help establish, you know, settings and things like that.
Paint the picture.
Because sometimes I skip on painting the picture and I'm so worried about writing down how the characters feel, what they're going through, motivation for their actions and their actions themselves.
Yeah.
Because you don't want to write and you never want the series of events to be, and then the character's blank.
Yeah.
You want it, and I think it was Trey Parker, Matt Stone who said that in a lecture. They said you want it to be because then they, you know, so because this happened, then they did this instead of and then they did this.
They did it, yeah, on 6
Motivation.
Days Air. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a fascinating or documentary to watch.
Yeah, I'm somebody who loves writing.
Yeah.
Like I said, I like writing jokes more than I like actually telling jokes. I mean, sometimes.
One of my all-time favorite things is just riffing and workshopping with people.
Yeah, it's great.
I love being around a whole bunch of comedians just riffing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, sometimes it gets a little annoying because comedians are very self-obsessed. So
Yeah.
you got to like make sure that you're getting your word in when you want to talk because people fucking talk over you so quick. Best thing to do when somebody talks over you, just talk louder. Don't stop and look at them directly in the eyes. It'll be the funniest thing. They'll shut the fuck up almost immediately.
Yeah. I think a lot of comedians, and you know, maybe it's just because it comes from, you know, being new to the scene and stuff, but like a lot of the people that come to these open mics and stuff like that sometimes forget when you get the mic, you have the power. Like,
Oh, for sure.
they sometimes, like, you know, there's people that have been like, oh, you shouldn't crowd work something like that because you don't want to give it the power. Be careful when you do this. And, you know, there's a lot of red flags with that. I'm like, yeah, but I'm never going to give the audience the power.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, if I go up there and I'm going to do anything, it's like, I know I have the fucking power right now.
Yeah, all those comedians that are hanging out downtown, go to North Tulsa or go to like South Tulsa or like Midtown where there's like actual comedy bars that do comedy just for like where black people show up. That's most of what they do. Try to tell them to not fucking do crowd work.
Yeah.
What the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah. It's just one of those things where, like I said, like I'm one of those rebellious kind of guys where, like, if there's a rule that doesn't make sense to me, I'm like, yeah, I want to challenge that.
Oh yeah. Like,
You know what I mean? I'm gonna fuck with it, and I'm gonna
like
challenge it in
murder.
a way I want to
Yeah.
have fun.
Yeah, like murder. You're like, why can't I? Come on.
I mean, that bitch looked at me the one way. And
Yeah, she cut me off in traffic,
Yeah.
and then she flipped me off after I honked at her for 3 miles.
And
What
then
the
we got
fuck's
divorced
that
after I
bitch's
dug the body
problem?
up.
Yes. Yeah, so we went to my friend's retirement party. Shout out to my buddy Milton. You're fucking awesome, my friend. Glad you retired at a relatively young age.
Nice.
I'm glad you have a 30-year-old friend that's fucking fat and drunk on a podcast, fucking giving you some shout outs. Suck that up, man. It's good. You'll enjoy it.
All 54 people will love that.
All 50. Oh, wow. Hey, that's my goal today, is to make sure that this gets more views than the top. And
It's Roscoe's.
I know.
Yeah.
That's why.
Yeah.
He had to mention that to me before I came here, and I said, well, don't you fucking worry.
He still
buddy.
brings it up every time I see him. He's like, I stole the top comment. I'm like, okay.
I'm about to usurp that position. my friend. Roscoe, no longer will you be the top episode of Unloading Meat. You don't even know the meaning of it, does he?
No.
Yeah, good. Fuck him. Never tell him.
Yeah.
Just kidding, buddy. Love you.
There's only a couple people that know. I only have a select few. And you're privileged to know.
So you like all this. So what's your favorite comic book? I do have a favorite comic book.
Like,
I want you to tell me.
Single issue or character?
No, like a series, like comic book series.
I mean,
Or I guess.
I mean, different things. Like I love Amazing Spider-Man. I
Yeah.
love Spider-Man. I mean, mostly because of the 90s show I got into the, Spider-Man, X-Men on the 90s, Fox Kids stuff was like really influential to me.
Yeah.
Nightcrawler's my favorite X-Man.
Okay.
I even have a Nightcrawler tattoo. Like I love that character.
X-Men was my favorite.
I love X-Men.
X-Men was my favorite.
And, especially with the movies, because X-Men's always been an allegory for like anybody that's had prejudice against them.
Well, yeah. I mean, the main villain, Magneto, was a Jewish Holocaust survivor.
Yeah.
So you can see how the allegory there is that he's going through the same thing now as a mutant that he went through as a kid, as a Jew in Germany.
Yeah.
That's brilliant. That's brilliant-ass writing.
Yeah.
And the fact that Ian McKellen, a gay man, played him.
Yeah.
That's even an extra layer on that people don't really appreciate. That's fucking genius.
Kevin Smith talked about it a lot. Like, even like the X-Men, X2 and stuff like that, those movies, like, it was an allegory for being gay kind of in those days and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, for anything, being black, being gay, being any type of like minority that was oppressed in some way, or being, Blake Dyer.
Like,
there's only one of me. So
like honestly, like I get that there's a lot of superhero bloat, and we just talked off air about Ant-Man and the Wasp.
Yeah, God, that was bad.
But at the same time, it's kind of nice that like the things that were my refuge in the 90s, as far as like traditionally comics were more tolerant. And they were fewer, more ahead of the times.
For sure.
And like now that's the thing that's dominating pop culture.
Yeah.
And you know what I mean? And I get there's good and bad to it. And
you see how fast that pendulum swings back.
Yeah.
And how fast that anybody who's against that, which is good. It's good that people who are like anti-gay and I mean, still like seriously anti-Semitic, not like jokingly anti-Semitic. Because I mean, who doesn't like?
Now we're just in the day and age where it's like you can make whatever you want in a Marvel movie as long as you don't piss off China.
Yeah, oh God.
You know what I mean? Like you can have some gay people in there, but only in the background, and they need a hug for like 1 to 2 seconds.
Yeah, don't make it. Maybe they don't translate just that one bit. So they're like, the Chinese audience are like, what are they saying there?
It's like when Beauty and the Beast had the one gay character, the live action remake. And it was
Candelabra.
like, well, you remember?
Was
Did you watch?
he gay?
No, it was like the Josh Gad's character, LeFleur, or whatever.
Yes,
he had like a gay boyfriend, or like there was like a gay henchman or something like that.
No, that wasn't even the thing. Here's the deal: is that what's the guy's name? The guy who Gaston, his buddy liked him.
Yeah,
that's as far as it went. When I watched that movie, I'd read all the articles about like, first gay character in Disney.
It was hinted at.
No, he was just hyping up his bro.
Yeah. No, but in the live action one with the chick that played Hermione.
That's what I'm talking about.
But what I'm saying is like, he does have another at the end. You see a scene in the bar where like he has like another boyfriend.
I didn't even.
They added it for like 1 second as they can say it.
Now everything I said was fucking stupid because I didn't even pay attention to that. I was just saying that's how crazy it is now that like if there's just somebody in a Disney movie hyping up his boy, that's gay. What, you kiss one dude and you're fucking gay? I don't think so. Come on, guys.
I know.
That's not gay.
Yeah, it's not gay, guys.
Paying your taxes is gay.
It's true.
Come at me, IRS.
Don't really.
Kidding, yeah. You ain't got 8 kids.
Not yet.
Fucking liar. They come to my house.
No, I just fucked a liar.
Hey, she said they were mine. She said they were mine.
Yeah, fuck Australians.
What's you like? Did you like when you were a kid watch like any of that trashy like Jerry Springer and stuff?
Oh yeah, Jerry
Dude.
Springer, Jerry.
That was so fun. Those people, they really help you appreciate it. Same way with watching Hoarders.
My favorite was like when you'd have these crossovers where like Jerry Springer comes on the WWE promotion. I'm like,
Yeah.
really? Like Wonder Twin powers activate in form of incest? Like what?
I wish they would have done it further with the crossovers. They had Jerry Springer on I don't know, Oprah,
Oh God, yeah.
where it's like Oprah's on. No, I don't even want Jerry Springer. I want Oprah on Jerry Springer.
So like one of my all-time favorite
Somebody
scenes,
saying that she has a dirty pussy. She's like, I ain't got no dirty pussy.
and you got a dirty pussy, and you got a dirty pussy.
Yeah, that would have been funny. Oh, if only
Tom Cruise
yes.
starts jumping on the couch.
Yeah. I smelled it. It doesn't smell that bad.
The funniest Oprah I ever saw was either Oprah or Dr. I'm pretty sure it was Oprah. I was like, it was in the 90s or early 2000s. But there was a guy with Tourette's.
Oh yeah.
And he was at a gas station and he pulled up like a Escalade pulled up with black guys and he just started shouting the N-word and they kicked the shit out of him.
That's pretty funny.
And he was telling the story on Oprah. And Oprah was not. I mean, I was like, is Oprah gonna have empathy for this guy saying the N-word?
She didn't?
No.
You can't control it. I'd hang out with that guy.
But you just hear that, like you pull up in the car, like you know he's getting gas. Then like an Escalade pulls up with black guys, and you know he's just like, "Fuck."
I mean, I'd never say that word.
No, that's just like it's like, dude, just carry duct tape. Like,
I'd never say that word. But if I could hang out with somebody that couldn't control saying it, I would. I'm just because it would be kind of funny, right?
Yeah.
I mean, there's a comical thing there. You
well,
can't
I'm just
help
saying, if
it.
that's your nervous tick, there's more behind
Yeah.
it. Like, how did you settle on that word?
Yeah, his dad had a few words about the people that
Tell
he
us about
worked
your
with.
upbringing
Yeah.
in Little Rock, Arkansas.
Yes, his dad worked with a few fellas that he didn't really care for, and he had a few choice words about it and it made him nervous. Yeah, right.
What the fuck?
Oh.
Oklahoma. Anyway.
And if I watch too much philosophy or listen to any podcast about philosophy, I feel like, oh yeah, I could talk about this.
Yeah.
I'm not smart enough. I'll stick to talking
Yeah.
about bees fucking.
Yeah.
That I can. And literature I can talk about, but philosophy I don't fucking know jack shit.
It's like when I've talked to some people that smoke weed or like some dispensaries about getting sponsorships on here. I'm like, okay, I may be a connoisseur, like I like to smoke, but it's not like I know the freaking molecular structure of indica and sativa and all that shit. You know what I mean? Like I'm a very modest weed smoker.
yeah, I can't smoke weed. I act insane.
Really?
I act crazy. I mean, I just get so paranoid in like the weirdest way.
See, for me, it's the only thing literally that I've found. I mean, I'm on antidepressants, anti-anxiety and stuff too, but like I have panic attacks in crowds and I'm also claustrophobic. Like even the cellar fucks with me. Like going down the cellar fucks with me hard.
Really?
Yeah, it's small. It's a small, tight room with a lot of people.
Oh yeah, I guess.
That's why I don't go to the bathrooms in there. The bathrooms will fucking have me like freak out sometimes.
Yeah, well.
Like one of the scariest, like it sounds so silly, but you know one of my scariest things you could ever put me in? A motorhome bathroom.
Motorhome bathroom.
Like a motorhome, an RV, a travel trailer, like that. You know those tiny
Those
little
are
bathrooms?
Very small, yeah.
I would freak the fuck
What
out.
about what about a plane? Like a bathroom on a plane?
I just don't go to the bathroom on a plane.
Well,
I've never gone to the
sometimes
bathroom.
That's kind of fucking.
I'll piss my pants rather than go to the bathroom on a plane.
Oh man, when I flew to Hawaii recently, that was what, like fucking 8-hour flight from LA.
I mean, I'd probably do it. I'd probably get in there and piss in the sink or something like that. Like, I don't know. Just like as a big guy going into a small room trapped and like shoulder shit and everything like that, it triggers every single thing in me.
Claustrophobic.
Yeah, I will flip the fuck out. Like I'm the guy that like when I
guess
tried to.
that means you're not autistic, right?
No, I guess not. I don't know.
Because,
I don't know
well,
the rules on autism.
I'm just.
Here on Unloading Meat, we talk about the rules of autism.
Yeah, this is so silly. This has no relation.
Jenny
to
McCarthy
anything.
approves.
No relation to anything. It was just that I watched that movie, the Temple Grandin movie recently, where she had a hug machine so that she could feel hugged. She likes that feeling. I guess autistic people like that. They just don't like being touched by other people.
Oh, okay.
So she'd make a machine that would tighten around her so she feels like she's being hugged.
Huh. Like I found out, like I'd always kind of known that there was something off with me or something like that. And then like 2 or 3 years ago,
You're gay.
you figured it out.
Got his ass, everybody.
One cock at a time.
I'm sorry.
God damn it. That was good. That was good.
Well, that was a good one.
That was a really good one. No, like I did a sleep study like 2 years ago, and because I have a sleep apnea, and
Yeah.
they wanted me to get one of those fucking machines, and they strap you to the bed and they hook all those wires to you and they make you like sit up like this, and they're wanting you to go the whole night while they test you. I made it an hour before they had to call an ambulance for oxygen.
God.
Like, it was bad.
I think I might have like sleep apnea or something, but I just don't want to test for it.
Yeah.
It's like just knowing that. I don't know. It's like it feels like not a problem until it becomes.
Well,
a bigger
you want to know
problem.
what my rationale was? Like, for one, that was a traumatic, like that was full on trauma that night. That was rough. But then it's like, okay, well, even if I get this solution, I got to wear this mask and I got to sleep on my back and have this mask for the rest of my life to have a perfect night's sleep.
Yeah, that's. I don't know, but then there's people who have sleep apnea that get the mask and they sleep better than they ever did when they didn't have the mask.
But here's my problem: I sleep on my stomach. I've always slept on my stomach since I was a
Really?
kid. And so when they're telling me, that was what triggered most of it that night, was like, you have to sleep on your back. I'm like, I've never slept on my back.
Don't go to prison.
And
Or I guess do. I don't know. Whatever
as
you're
long as they have
into.
lube. Hold my pocket.
You always sleep on your back in prison. I mean,
Yeah.
that's.
Well, I mean, unless you get a
I've
little
never
rough,
been.
then you don't want to be on your ass.
I've
too
never
much.
been, but I watched Oz, so.
Equivalent. Bikes.
Yes. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah,
No, I'm
I
always
didn't
a
see the
side
Wizard into that.
sleeper. I'm a side sleeper.
I watched all 3 seasons of Oz. I didn't see the Wizard once.
Yeah. Oh, that's good. That's a Arrested Development. You remember that episode? That's funny. That's
That show, a lot of people sleep on it, but there was a time where that was like one of the best written shows on TV for a while.
Yeah, and they did that new season, and I guess that woman, the sister, had so much plastic surgery done. She looks like shit.
Oh, Portia de Rossi, yeah.
Dude, she looks horrible.
And then apparently the mom, she's the same one that plays Archer's mom.
Yeah.
She had those things where like Jeffrey Tambor was like making her cry on set and stuff because he was so fucking rude to her.
Yeah.
To the point where she was like bawling, and like Jason Bateman's like, I didn't know, like it was going this extreme or something like that. It's like they tried to cancel Jeffrey Tambor for a while.
There's certain celebrities who you would hope would be like nice and friendly. You find out that they're pieces of shit. And, I mean, it's kind of like Woody, the guy who played Woody. What's his name? Tom Hanks.
Tom Hanks.
Yeah, finding out that he was kind of an asshole.
I thought he was. Oh, I mean, he's not a child sex ring guy.
Yeah, he was on the Lolita Express, dude. He was one of the names.
Allegedly, we don't need to get canceled on allegedly.
Okay, yeah, that's true. But
Allegedly,
there are certain
Epstein didn't kill
websites.
himself.
Yeah, there are certain websites that say he was on Lolita Express with the Clintons and other people. I'm sure.
Well, yeah, but after you come, you kind of stop watching those websites. At least you're supposed to. I'm not giving that advice with a name like Jared.
Yeah.
That's why I don't go to Subway.
Yeah. Oh man,
You got a foot long or a
dude.
6-inch.
So you were? I mean, I don't know how old you are.
I'm 34.
So we're about the same age. You remember like old internet when you were like scared to go to any fucking website,
Yeah.
other than like the few that you knew you could. It's like anytime you kind of went off that trail, you were like worried that
Well, not only
you're
that, but
gonna
then there
get
was, like, the
fucking
risk-
kidnapped. Yeah.
Well, then there's also the risk and reward kind of thing, because like you weren't so, I don't want to say curious or mischievous on the internet so much because you were on dial-up, and so every choice was like, it's going to take 15 minutes.
Yeah, so okay, well I can look at this wrestling lady's tits on this website, you know.
Yeah, I mean, I have a whole bit about it, like how like who else is fucking jerked off to About Schmidt, the hot tub scene. Like, cause I have this whole bit like how Kathy Bates can still get it, and like I'm like, okay, back in the 2000s, it was like if I wanted to jerk off, I had to like get on LimeWire, Kazaa,
Yeah.
hope that subject was like accurate,
Yeah.
and then wait an hour or two, and then maybe download it and get a 15-minute clip.
Well, see, yeah.
Or Kathy Bates on About Schmidt DVD.
Yes, that VHS was my thing. I remember. I don't know if you ever like found certain scenes in a VHS.
Betamax.
In a VHS where you would
Come on, that was there. Betamax.
Betamax.
Come on.
That's a good
Yeah,
one.
yeah.
But you would just play that same scene
Laser
over
dick.
and over. Laser dick.
It just came to me. I'm sorry.
Oh fuck.
This is what happens when you give me gin.
Yes, dude, you're fucking on it. Hey, cheers,
Cheers,
prost, buddy. There we go. Yeah, but I remember there was
hashtag laser
certain
dick.
there was certain movies like man, I don't even. Maybe it would have been like. Well, this is gonna sound really crazy. I had the VHS for Ace Ventura, Detective.
And he jerked off to the scene where they see the dick in the panties.
No, the second one. Where there's an African tribe.
That first movie did not age well.
No.
Oh my God.
Fuck, man.
She's a man. I'm like, oh shit.
He bent her over and showed the fucking tuck job.
I was just like, holy fuck.
And everybody was throwing up. It's like, what? Did all of you fuck this person.
It's like South Park when the head of police goes undercover as a prostitute.
Yes, and he's just getting railed. He's
has the evidence bag.
shitting out cum in a bag. Oh man. No, I mean I like the second movie more just because I'm gonna say that now so I don't get canceled.
Yeah. I mean the whole rhino scene.
Yeah, that one I didn't jack off to that.
No,
that's what you're implying.
No, I only jacked off to the one scene in the Brother Solomon.
Bro.
Do you remember? So okay. Ace Ventura 2 it was a rhino, right?
Yeah.
Okay, it was a rhino. He had an animatronic rhino, and he's like getting out of it. And they're like, oh, he's birthing, right?
Okay, yeah.
The Brother Solomon was a movie with Sacha Baron Cohen and Mark Strong. You know who Mark Strong is?
I've never watched that.
I would highly recommend it, even if you're not like a Borat or a Sacha Baron Cohen fan.
Okay.
It's a funny spy movie about two long lost brothers, and one's a spy and one's just an English wanker.
Okay, yeah.
And at one point, they're hiding in an animatronic elephant, and another elephant mounts
Starts
them.
fucking them.
And it's like a giant 12-foot dick is in this fucking thing with Sacha Baron Cohen and Mark Strong, and they're getting cum on all over, and it's just
funny.
railing them.
Oh, so you jacked off to that.
Spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert. I mean, that seems like something you might if you're like.
I mean, after I cleaned up.
Yeah. That's a rough one to admit. I would have never.
That Baskin Robbins was never the same.
I would have never admitted that, buddy.
It's like the time I blacked out, but you know what? Fuck that fucking Cracker Barrel.
You know, I've never
Prudes.
blacked out drinking.
I have.
You have?
Yes, and that's why I don't drink so much anymore.
I've never blacked out drinking.
Can I tell you my story?
Yes, please.
This will be a good podcast story, I think. I don't know if I've even told this.
Well, fuck it.
No?
We'll make
Okay,
it a
cool.
good podcast story.
So in high school or in college, I was going to RSU, and there was this chick, and I wanted to impress her, so she was having this party. So I thought, what's the perfect way to impress a college chick? Drink so much alcohol in 15 minutes that you pass out. That'll win.
Yeah.
So in the span of 15 minutes, I had 7 double shots of Jack.
Oof.
I drank 2 glasses of wine, 3 beers, and I think that's about something around that. It's basically everything that she had on the table. I just kept drinking.
Yeah.
And I blacked out and fell asleep on the floor, and my arm was like this. And I was laying on it. So much so that apparently it started twitching.
Yeah.
And all my drunk friends were just like, well, that's not good. Well, let's watch him for another 30 minutes or so, and we'll see. And then it kept happening. So like, okay, we need to take him to the ER because he's unresponsive. So they took me to the ER. Now, they're telling me all this, because I don't remember, of course. The other thing I remember at one point, I guess I had to take a piss, and so they took me to the bathroom, and they threw me in the fucking shower. And I remember they said that when they came back, I had my pants undone, and I was playing with her rubber ducky. That was all I was doing. But the thing I remember is I woke up, and I was already on the bed in the ER in Claremore. And there was a doctor, like I was looking up like this, and there's lights. Yeah. And the first thing I remember is Freebird's playing over the fucking radio. And I'm like, yeah, it's an Oklahoma ER, fucking Freebird.
Yeah.
And the doctor's like looking right at me. He's like, you could have died. And I'm like, okay. He's like, alcohol poisoning. Fuck, like, you just like giving it to me, basically. And they gave me this pamphlet, and it says like the effects of alcoholism and alcohol poisoning. And it has major side effects and minor side effects. Under minor, it said death.
That's
pretty sure that was a major.
That's not the worst case scenario.
But I always remember because like as I'm walking out, I have one buddy under each arm, and they're kind of like carrying me like this.
Yeah.
We're going through the checkout station in the entrance, and there's this lady with a head wound at the checkout station. She's sitting in a chair, and she's handcuffed to it. And there's cops all around her, and she's got a head wound. She's got gauze wrapped around her head. And I look over to her, and I go, she looks like a Shriner. And they go, Jared, shut the fuck up. And I just go, ba 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 la la da da da. And I just start yelling that as we leave.
Oh, God.
Yeah, I had drunker's palsy. For 3 days, my arm didn't work.
Jesus Christ,
Yeah.
man.
I'd never even heard that you could get drunker's palsy, but it was a thing.
Yeah, I guess like cerebral palsy just for drunkards.
Yeah, it like for 3 days or so, this arm was just kind of just like limp. It was like Harry Potter when they take all the bones out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes I just don't get a boner when I'm drinking. That's the worst case scenario for me.
Yeah. Sometimes I end up with fucking pregnancy.
Oh God! Don't fuck while you're drunk.
Yeah.
That's a public announcement.
It's like whiskey dick's a thing. It's
I mean, well, also because it's
like
like you're drunk. You're.
whiskey dick is a safety mechanism.
Yeah, exactly. You're drunk, so like your
judgment is impaired.
inhibitions, your judgments are fucked up already.
Yep.
Just if you're gonna get drunk the night, don't expect to get laid.
Yeah.
Unless you're like in a serious relationship, and even then, just you don't want to embarrass yourself.
That's kind of like also one of the best benefits of like living out here when I go to comedy. It's like I live so far away that I'm not going to comedy to get fucked.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Like it's like you want to go out later. Well, hey baby, you want to drive an hour back to Bartlesville?
Oh my god! What if you didn't tell a woman? You just brought her back. She's worried she's gonna get cut up because the fucking route I took seemed like that serial killer.
She starts seeing all these signs. Where are we going? Oh, just a little further. Just a little further.
Yeah, just right up the road.
I don't have cell phone reception. Oh
like,
yeah, I know.
An hour
That's
later,
the blocker I installed in the house.
Yeah, she's got like Verizon, so she doesn't get any cellular service the whole drive. That's perfect.
No, all she hears is cricket.
So I don't have a story about me getting too drunk. And I mean, one time I threw up on a woman's shoes. Sorry about that. If you're listening to this lady, I'm sure you might listen to it. I'm very sorry.
I'm sorry, ladies' shoes.
Well, I mean,
Were they
that
nice
was
shoes?
I don't know, but I feel bad about that every day, and I tried to apologize to her, and she was not interested in hearing my apology.
Throwing stories are weird, man.
But other than that, I have one story that it's not me, but it's somebody else that I took care of when they got too drunk.
Go it.
So I went to my friend's house to play D&D on his roommate.
As one is to do.
I'm not going to say the guy's name because he's somebody that hangs out with me often. I love him like a brother.
Yeah.
But he got too drunk because he was trying to match me drinking while we're playing D&D. It's a bad idea. I drink like a fucking champ. Don't try to fucking match me. So
I'm barely keeping up with it as it is.
He got very drunk halfway through D&D. And he decided he needed to go throw up, but he was in there for like 30 minutes. I was like, I'm worried about name excluded.
Yeah.
So I'm just gonna knock on the door.
You're playing D&D. We'll just say it's 11.
Yeah, Gargagoth.
Eggo waffles. Something,
yeah,
something.
Legolas. Yeah. I knocked on the door and I was like, "Hey man, you okay?"
Lesbian haircut.
He's like, and I was like, "Oh fuck!" So I opened the door. He's butt ass naked, laying in the shower with the curtain open, and I was like, "Bro, are you all right?" He's like, "I threw up." And I was like, "Yeah, and your dick's out too. You don't want to comment on that." So I was babying him, and I was like, "We need to get you to bed, man," because it was his house.
Yeah.
He was the roommate there, so he's like, "I can't move." I was like, "I'll bring you a pillow and a blanket. You sleep in the shower."
Yeah,
man. And I still hang out with that guy after that. I love that dude. He could not. He was too drunk.
the best throw up story I ever had, and again, this probably has never been on the podcast, but fuck, it's a good story. So I don't smoke weed a lot, and like before, like it got passed legal here in Oklahoma, I honestly had only tried a handful of times. I was always like, if it was at a party and someone was like hanging around a joint, I'd smoke it. You know what I mean? I never bought my own weed or anything. So like, I bring that up because prom night, we have an after party prom at somebody's house. Everybody's having a good time, and like I walk in, and everybody's smoking weed and watching Cheech Chong videos or movies. I'm like, this is gonna be a good after party. Oh, well,
of course.
I walk in, and this is kind of like the house, kind of like how our house is set up. Where like as you walk in the front door, you can kind of see the kitchen and stuff in the back rooms.
Yeah.
As you walk in, I just saw the host, which is this girl. I'm not gonna say her name, and she is just getting railed on the kitchen stove by her boyfriend.
Nice.
Just in front of everybody. She's just back there in that back kitchen. You can just see it from the entrance. They're just going at it.
Bitch is wild.
And then she noticed that people were coming in. And she's like, "Okay, let's go." They went somewhere else. So they left. We didn't know where they were. And apparently they went to the back alley, and they were fucking on the fucking gravel alley out there.
Oh, you smelt it and vomited.
Well, I bring this up
kidding.
because like 30 minutes to an hour or so later, they come back in, and he's coming back in the front. And he comes in the front door. So they went from the kitchen through the back door to the back alley, and they were fucking in the alley. And then they come back in like an hour earlier, and he comes in through the front door.
Yeah.
And he's in totally different clothes. And we're like, "What happened?" And he's just smiling. And he's like, "She threw up on my dick." And we're like, "What?" He's like, "Yeah, she was giving me head out in the alley, and she just went like, hold on. Ugh. And then she just kind of did one of these. And she just kept going. And I was just like, and he's like, "Don't say anything. Don't say anything."
Oh my God.
5 minutes later, she comes in with a different shirt on, and everybody's just like,
oh my God. First of all,
like, I mean, props to her. She's not a quitter.
For him, if you're already fucking her, why are you going to pull out and then go back to the head game?
I don't know. But like,
and then also, I don't want somebody's vomit on my cock.
she's got to clean up on aisle me.
Oh my God. Even if he was raw dogging it, it seems like having Puke jukes
Yeah.
is way worse.
Yeah,
than
that was like the
anything
worst thing. I was just like, ugh.
Oh my
And I
god!
was just more like, why were you guys laying down in the fucking alley?
I probably wouldn't hang out with that guy anymore.
Like, why were you fucking in the alley?
Yeah,
Like,
first of all, this
who
isn't
puts on gravel?
I would say, first of all, buddy, this isn't a pornography.
Yeah.
You don't have to fuck her in her pussy and then go back to the mouth. You don't have to do
like
that.
he took the fucking Beatles lyrics, "Why don't we do it in the road?" way too fucking literal.
Yes.
Even Paul
yes.
McCartney's like, have some class.
Yeah, he's dead in the corner. You remember that theory? He's looking at his dead body.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Hey guys, this episode is not brought to you by a mobile game like Best Fiends. You know, it's like Friends, but take out that R. What are they trying to say? The R's for like, is the R word? Is it an R word? Can we say R word? Can we hint at the word? Take out the R. Oh, Fiends, Friends. That's fucking retarded.
Oh man, you ever
been a-
see? So you hang out in Tulsa, right?
Yeah.
You ever see a dead homeless person before?
Not yet.
Oh my god! If you look,
I
close
hung out with
enough-
trash a few times. That count?
Yeah, that's close enough. It's well.
Shout out to trash. I love you,
yeah,
buddy.
yeah, I love you, trash. But no, hey,
homeless.
walk around the alleys. You might get mugged.
Yeah.
But I mean, like you're a pretty big guy. Like if I can intimidate somebody, I'm sure you can as well.
Yeah.
So walk around. You'll see dead. I mean, they're fucking. Oh, there's so many homeless people in Tulsa.
Yeah.
And crackheads. There's so
Yeah.
many fucking crackheads in Tulsa. And there's
Yeah.
so many homeless people. You know what I do envy about crackheads in Tulsa is
What?
that they will rock down the middle of any fucking street.
Yeah.
There's
You know what I'm envious of them for? They have the
they get to do
uncanny
crack all day.
Well, they have the uncanny valley. They have the uncanny ability to always be able to find a shopping cart.
Yeah.
Like it just pops up like
I
a mountain of
know.
fucking Star Wars game. Or
That
something,
seems like a chore
video
to
game.
get one out of the parking lot, but they got it. I mean, that's not like they have a job. So, so they can do that.
I don't know. They got it from Target.
I mean, they don't have a job. They can just walk around trying to look for shopping carts.
I mean, even at the end of Shaun of the Dead, they had the zombies pushing the carts and stuff. Like they had jobs.
Not a hard job. By the way, I went to Reese's recently. This is funny.
I'm sorry.
The guy who does the carts outside. I see him every time I go out there, and he wants to be friends with me. But
Yeah.
he's like kind of a bigger, goofier guy. He was in the bathroom the last time I went, and I was taking a piss, and he came out of the shitter and only pushed the air dryer, and then left.
So he didn't watch. He just dried the shit on his
I
hands.
was like, you skipped a few steps there, bud.
It's like whenever I went to BOK once, and no, not BOK. It was one of these places where they had like like when you go into a men's restroom and it's like just a fucking trough,
Yeah.
where it's just like the long
Yeah,
fucking trough.
yeah. Like at an old stadium or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There was a dude that just completely went ass out, just dropped all trowel and doing everything, and he's just like a fucking 5-year-old, just going like this, like pissing.
Oof.
I'm just like, dude.
Yeah.
And there's like guys next to him, and he's just fucking dropped trowel.
Did he have like some mental issues?
I have no idea.
Yeah.
I mean, apparently,
He had crayons in his back pocket.
piss on his balls.
Jesus. No, that's crazy.
He's special.
I was gonna make that joke, but I didn't want to get in trouble, so that's why I mentioned the crayons. If careful listeners,
It's
know
like I
what
have that
meant
joke
there.
about how like I open my sets now. Oh, I'll tell this. So like I have this set. I open my sets where I talk about how isn't it weird how in 2023 it's still not okay to say the R word, but it's okay somehow to say the word midget again.
Yeah,
It's fucking retarded.
yeah,
And I said that joke last Friday at Rose Lounge when I did a show with Nick Danks.
yes.
Shout out Nick, he was awesome.
I love Nick.
5 minutes before I go up, a black little person walks in
Uh-huh.
and hops up on the fucking bar stool right in front of me.
Hell yeah.
And I'm like, I open with a midget joke. I'm like, well, it's not technically bashing, and then it's always been that mentality of like, if you're too ready to say the word in front of somebody, you shouldn't be doing the joke kind of thing. So it's like, I'm not going to edit my set. It's a good joke, and it's
Well,
not fucking punching down kind of thing.
And who's really, is it them getting offended by that, or is it just people
Yeah.
who are self-righteous getting offended by
Yeah,
it?
it's the virtue signaling.
So that's why I had a joke that I wrote that I would never do on stage. I'll tell it to you.
Yeah.
Because it's just a what if scenario. You
Yeah.
can't get mad at me about it, audience, by the way. So I was like, if I
Yeah.
started a company where it was called Midgets United or something, if I started a company that would raise donations for little people, could they then get mad about it because of the name?
Depends on how high you raise it.
Well, I don't know.
No,
$15 million a year.
no,
If I
'cause
raise $15 million, oh
Because
yeah,
they're little.
Oh, dude, that went right over my fucking head. You're fucking
Them
hey,
too.
How the tables have turned. You're the ones riffing now.
It's legit.
Oof. So I was just saying, if I had a thing just said midget and it was the name of the business, and I raised $15 million a year for little people, and I even said this is for little people. I didn't say midget in the donation.
Yeah.
Could they still get mad about it?
I don't know.
Or anybody get mad about it? I'm sure there's some white woman on Twitter that'll be mad about it.
Yeah.
White women.
I know. I posted that picture. I was like, I had a picture of like a skeleton, and I was like, when a white woman's telling me all about Pride Month.
Oh God. Self-righteous white women.
Oh, I love it.
You like white women?
I like all kinds. Like, to 2 degrees. It's basically, hey, do you like me? Cool.
I guess yeah. I guess friends, but
Like my first wife was Hispanic. My second wife was white.
sorry to hear that.
Yeah. There's no joke there. It's just the
Sorry.
truth.
I saw a tweet that was funny. It was like, I know this is a tweet. I'm sorry, everybody. I'm stealing a joke. This isn't. I'm giving credit to the tweet.
As long as you pay Elon.
They were talking about how the tweet said my landlord is bugging me about rent because they have bills due. It sucks that I'm the maid breadwinner for my landlord's house.
Yeah.
That is hilarious.
Yeah.
That's fucking funny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
2023.
2023.
Yeah.
Man, I thought 2021 was fucking stupid.
It's like when I talked about the self-checkout at Walmart. It's like, after the 3rd, 4th, or 19th time you fucking don't scan something, they're going to catch on.
Oh, for sure, for sure. Because there's that Bill Burr bit about, he's like, I'll go to the self-checkout. I said, I guess they don't want my money, and walk out.
Yeah.
But now it's every fucking place. It's not just cool, interesting places that do it. It's fucking... I went to a gas station the other day that had self-checkout at the fucking gas. How the fuck do I get gas?
Dollar General has it.
Prepaying for gas, fuckface. How do I do this?
Like Dollar General has this zigzag to keep you from stealing shit. Like all the fucking aisles are now zigzag now around here. Like you have to walk through this fucking maze like this.
I don't
to
go to Dollar General, but...
You're a Family Dollar motherfucker.
Oh, God.
Dollar Tree for life.
I'm a Trader Joe's, man. I just go to Trader Joe's.
You look like a Trader Joe's,
I'm just
man.
a Trader Joe's guy. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. I can smell the kombucha from over here.
It's really my wife. My wife loves that shit.
Do you hear the shade he's throwing?
I'm talking shit at your Trader Joe's obsession. I love my wife.
There you go.
Shout out to my beautiful wife, Shira. She's fucking awesome. Most beautiful woman in the world. Love you, hon. You still do the roast things at the end?
We can, yeah.
You want to do
So
the
I hold
roast?
it for special occasions. So
Okay.
season 1, I was doing it every episode,
Uh-huh.
and the whole goal was eventually to get people to put in some viewer mail and stuff like that. But I still haven't got the viewer mail.
Oh, it must
So-
probably lost in the post, man.
So I basically just put it on the back burner, so to speak.
Yeah.
I put the preheat segment on the back burner. I make all the
Okay.
ones. But I'll bust it out for people that want to bring it out.
I want to hear your roast bits for me, but I want to tell you roast bits for you first
Okay.
because I wrote some down.
Okay, go ahead.
So I will tell you. Hey, buddy, I found out recently you lost 60 pounds.
I did.
Which was shocking to find out you were once a bigger piece of shit. Okay.
You look like every reality TV show that was the reason why Discovery Plus is now Max.
Okay. Okay. I have a quote for you.
Okay.
Stare long enough into the abyss, and the abyss stares back. That is a quote shared by Friedrich Nietzsche and the last lover who glimpsed into your asshole.
Jesus Christ. That was really good.
I like that one.
You look like a hipster George Custer.
You know what? I'll fucking take it.
What, the land?
Yes, of course. It's the only thing that'll increase in value. Oh, okay. Well, this is my last one.
Yeah.
You look like the kind of guy that sucks farts out of a man's ass with silly straw.
Just off the top of my head, the first thing that comes to my mind is you look like one of the henchmen on Die Hard that only wears Birkenstocks.
If you're trying to steal the what are we stealing again? I don't know. I will see for the trip. It's New York City.
You're the one dude in Die Hard that's just doing coke and eventually gets shot.
It's like, he's in the bathroom.
You're the one that's just like, oh yeah, we can trust these guys.
He's like, get him. He's in the bathroom. He's sniffling a lot. Get him. Not paying attention to anything. He's going in his own world right now. Yeah, that was good.
You look like Drew Carey if he didn't get prices right.
Oh, shut. You know what's funny is that there's actually a comedian in Tulsa that fits that joke more than me.
Right here.
Okay. That's all the bits. That's all the Rose jokes.
That was on top of my head.
I thought
I tried to have some for you.
The Frederick Nietzsche one was good.
That was good.
That was a good one. Yes, I liked yours. Buddy. I'm gonna start wearing Birkenstocks just for you. Okay.
I'm so fat. My shirts, my shoes are called Hey Food.
Okay. I like that one.
Hey dudes. Yeah.
Yeah.
If you explain it, it's funnier, right?
Well, if you would have said Hey Foods,
Hey Foods. Yeah.
that would have. Yeah.
Hey Foods.
Hey Foods.
Yeah. I don't shop at Whole Foods.
No.
I just eat a lot of Whole Foods.
Yeah, you just
I eat the whole damn thing.
The whole food in your mouth. That's the whole thing.
Just like penis.
Rotisserie chicken. How about 5?
They're Cornish game hens. Okay, I'm on a diet. I'm on a diet.
Cornish game hens. No, I'm on a diet. I'll just have 4 Cornish game hens.
Speaking of Cornish game hens, have you ever been to fucking Branson?
Yes, when I was a kid, we went often.
Did you ever go to the Dixie Stampede?
We did.
Do you remember the Dixie Stampede?
Yes.
They serve Cornish game hens there.
It was kind of like the medieval night dinner, but for
For racists?
Yes.
Because when I went there the first time, so for spoilers, if you've never been to Dolly Parton's Dixie Stampede,
yes, Dolly Parton.
Why haven't you?
Yeah, you get to listen to her sing Jolene when somebody that is very white dances in a Native American outfit.
It's so great that Dolly Parton puts on Dixie Stampede that she's not even there. She's just on a fucking teleprompter.
Yes.
But the best part is they recreate the Civil War. And it's North versus South, and one side of the room is the South, and one side is the North.
So guess what? You might see a world where the South wins.
The first time that it happened. So the first time we went, because we went twice because we're redneck and we're fucking white.
Okay.
I was real young, and the North won.
Oh,
they won by point because they do a
good
point
news.
thing.
That's good news.
And then the announcer goes, "Well, here at Dolly Parton's Dixie Stampede, the South always wins."
No.
And the whole South crowd was like, "Yeah!"
Oh God.
And all the black people, all 2 of them that were there, were like,
We wanted in the wrong.
Yeah. Do you want a souvenir? No.
Baby, I told you we should have just went to Popeyes.
Yeah.
Call back.
Yeah, call back. Dude, every time I was in Louisiana, I always stopped at the Popeyes. I don't know why. I was just like, yeah, it's good.
Popeyes badass, dude.
It's like when I went to Louisiana, I was like, I want some really good Cajun like seafood. And they're like, have you tried Sam's? And I'm like, we have that in Oklahoma. It's just a fucking restaurant. Like it's Sam's like Southern Eatery or whatever, and they have like po' boys and stuff like that.
We got one. There's one in not in Tulsa, but if you take a little trip, all you Tulsa viewers, to Sapulpa.
Yeah.
They got a Sam's out in Sapulpa.
We had one in Bartlesville when it closed with COVID. But
so that's like a Cajun thing.
Yeah. And it actually has really good food. They have gumbo and all that shit.
Yeah, I've eaten there a few times.
Yeah.
I didn't know that it was like a national whatever.
Yeah. And so like I went to Louisiana. I was like, where can I get some good seafood? And they're like, well, across the street's a Sam's. And I'm like, well, that's the chain. Like, yeah, but it's still good. I'm like, well, if you guys vouch for it, I guess it's okay.
There's a Cajun place that I like. I always forget the name of it, so this is not really a call out to them. They're gonna be mad if they listen to this. I always love to go. It's on 71st, like near Yale, maybe, like in between Yale and Riverside. It's a big area.
Yeah.
Just drive down 71st to see Cajun sign.
I'm glad you narrowed that down a little bit.
Yeah, thanks, man. So, yeah.
It's just in green country.
Yeah. Somewhere in Tulsa County.
I'm surprised that nobody's trademarked that for a dispensary, just green country.
Right?
It's right there.
It's right there.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe they thought it was too clever.
Fucking Stallone takes in fucking Tulsa King season 2.
Oh, did he?
No. Like, so have you ever watched Tulsa King?
I think I watched. My dad was obsessed with it, so I watched one.
I just started watching it like last month or so, and there's only like 8 episodes or so.
Yeah, is it good?
It's all right. It's a good B+ show.
Well, I think I saw the one episode I saw. He went into a bar and everybody there had a cowboy hat on.
Yeah,
and I was like, "Where's all the fucking hipsters talking about?"
They do get to that.
They do.
The best thing about that show is It's the first show I've seen where you see the big transition Oklahoma's had when's weed medicinal.
Yeah.
So he goes in and he fucking becomes like a partial owner of a dispensary.
Yeah, I got
And he starts,
that much.
yeah. So like they start going with the weed in the dispensary and he's going through all that stuff and I'm like, yeah. Like that's how Oklahoma is. There's a dispensary on every corner. There's more dispensaries than there are churches now.
Bro, that's insane. Because there's a fuckload of churches in Tulsa, and I mean,
and they all have the
Oklahoma.
same creative. They all have the same amount of creativity in their names.
Yes.
Like growing up in Dewey, like which is like 20 miles north of here, there is Bible Baptist Church.
Oh, really?
Didn't know you'd have Bibles there. Spoiler alert. But you know, like, could you get any more 3 words? Like Bible Baptist Church priest fucked me. Like,
well, at least it's not a Catholic church, I guess.
Yeah.
So when I was raised in Bristow, they also had so many fucking churches.
Yeah.
There was no bar unless you go to the Elks Lodge, and you had to be an elk to get in to go to the bar.
Yeah.
There was no bar in fucking Bristow, Oklahoma, and I think I might have been 21 when I moved out of Bristow before I turned 21. But the fact that there was no bar, and still to this day, if you go there now, there's no bar. I think there's one now in what used to be the Elks Lodge, is now just like a restaurant that also kind of has a bar. So it's just kind of crazy.
Well, it's like I grew up in Copan. I don't know if you never heard of that. Copan is right on the border of Kansas and Oklahoma, and it's a small little town. There's like a high school, there's a Dollar General, and there's a fucking gas station. That's pretty much it. I mean, there's a running joke that wherever there is out in the fucking rural areas, Dollar General's gonna find them.
Mm-hmm.
Dollar General has a way.
We saw 2 on the drive here.
Isn't it fucking crazy?
Yeah, we were like, how do these fucking people survive out here?
Yeah. Like, honestly, and this is not even a joke, if Dollar General got into the Wi-Fi business or the cell phone business and just fucking went all these rural places like U.S. Cellular and we're just like, hey, we're putting up a fucking Wi-Fi tower when we build this fucking place, they would just own the town.
They would.
Because, like, Coffeyville has their own fucking free Wi-Fi through the whole town.
Really?
Like, you go there and it's city Wi-Fi.
Wow.
And you could pay for the upgraded speeds, but, like, it's just built-in Wi-Fi through the whole town.
That's fucking awesome.
And, like, there's different towns that do that kind of stuff. And I'm like, yeah, if you did that, you could flip the whole town like that.
Yeah, just think in Europe, there's certain places you can go. And get free health care. That's crazy.
It's like whenever you ever watch Atlanta.
No.
In Atlanta, they get arrested and they like overseas in like in Belgium or something like that. And it's like a little like rehabilitation like little place. Like it's like, oh, here's your meal. Nice to meet you. You can watch TV and stuff like that. And it's all nice, clean, and everything like that. And it's like, oh, thank you for doing your time and stuff like that.
I really appreciate the fact that I wish we could get free healthcare here in America.
Yeah.
It's like, man, people struggle so much to pay healthcare bills for stuff that doesn't have anything to do with them. Yeah. First of all, they were raised in probably a low income area.
Yeah.
And then all they had to eat, it's just a food desert there where all there is fucking fast food and places that don't sell food that's like organic or healthy for you.
Obviously.
So then you're raised in a place where there's not a lot of job opportunities and no places to go and get good food that's in your community.
Yeah. So
you're going to be fucked up health-wise when you get into like your 50s or your 60s. And healthcare is so goddamn expensive.
Yeah.
And the fact that I mean, this is not funny. This is very serious.
Yeah.
But the fact that there's certain places in like in Europe that give free healthcare, and there's people in America who are like fighting against free healthcare.
I know.
No, I want people to work 60 hours a week and then eat shit food and then die because they can't pay their health. Like
it's like, okay, so this is maybe controversial, and we're getting so far from comedy.
We are
like,
so off of comedy.
But like the two things that I rally against are rally for is like free healthcare and the end of privatized prisons.
Yeah.
Like we shouldn't have fucking private companies owning all these fucking prisons.
No.
Like it's fucking horrible.
Well, because then they have an incentive to keep people in there, which is not what rehabilitation
it's fucking counterintuitive.
is. Yes, exactly. I'm making money off this. Why would I let people leave?
Or it's in 2023 and these prisons are privatized in the South. They don't think they need air conditioning.
Well, yeah, and then they're lobbyists for big lawmakers, to where it's like do something. I'll lobby as a private prison to make sure that something else becomes illegal. Yeah. So that guess what? I get more customers. Yeah. Which is just prisoners. That's crazy. That's crazy, isn't it? Yeah. Yeah. How is this?
They're literally numbers.
How is this the best country in the world? I don't know.
Yeah. Something dick joke.
I know. That's what me and my wife are like. When I get to the age where I don't want to do anything anymore, like working wise. We're gonna move to Iceland.
I'm just gonna say it right now. If things get really bad, I obviously love poutine. Just saying,
Canada.
Tim Hortons, I can be a fan.
Well, I mean, you're Jewish. You have birthright. You can go to Israel if you want.
I'm not Jewish.
Oh, I thought you said that.
No, Henry Winkler's Jewish.
Oh, I thought you
You just made fun of his big nose. I was like, Jesus, dude.
Well, I made fun of my grandmother's big nose too.
I love how we talk about Jews and I bring up Jesus.
He's like, oh, it's Passover.
Gesundheit.
Yeah.
I was waiting for you to say something more.
No.
It's like when you watch South Park and they actually go to the retreat for the Jewish kids and there's fucking Moses there and he's like the big orange and yellow thing. Like, do you remember that?
Yes. I
Like the actual
remember
retreat?
that. That was crazy. Well, see, and like, do you remember that they got that one episode where they
The Prophet Muhammad?
Yes, but they had an episode like 6 years before that
Yeah.
had him that nobody gave a
Yeah,
fuck
it was Super
about.
Best Friends.
Yeah, nobody gave a fuck, but the second it was something else.
Super Best Friends.
I remember
loved it.
watching that as
With Seaman.
Yes. No, it's Seaman. It's Seaman. That's what I said, Seaman.
I still like to this day. Like, we're going on a riff. I think South Park's one of the best written shows. It's so good.
No, for sure. I mean,
Imagination Land still holds up. I didn't need to watch it again because my daughter wants to watch it, and like Imagination Land is fucking amazing. I don't know if you ever watched it.
I did. I mean, I've seen every.
Yeah,
Every
the latest seasons are
episode.
really good. Like the new
They really
season is
are.
good.
They are.
Cupid Yee, the fucking take on Kanye was hilarious.
That was pretty funny. 'Cause I think that was one of like the newest ones that I'd watched recently. I think I tried to watch some of the other ones.
The one I think it's like episode 6 or 7 of the season is the one where they're using chat GPT and AI to talk to their girlfriends and text.
Yes, I watched that.
That is so good.
I think that's the Cupid Yee.
Is it the same one?
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah. One animated, like adult animated show that I watched when it first came out was Smile Friends.
Never heard of it.
You need to watch that. Do you
Is
have
it on Adult Swim?
HBO?
Yeah.
Go to HBO, watch Smile Friends or Smiling Friends or whatever.
I have it to the max.
It's got people from like YouTube, like YouTubers made the show.
Oh, okay.
Like the guy from like Oni Plays, and
I like Oni Plays.
yeah. So him and Zach or whoever it is, yeah, they made a show. It's like an animated show. It's pretty funny. I mean, this isn't that funny. You probably cut this part. I mean, we're over the hour and a half.
Well,
or
man,
whatever.
thank you so much for coming on.
No, yes. Hey, I had a fucking blast. I
this has
was
been
able
fun.
to see you get a little tipsy.
Yeah, man.
I've already finished my gin. I'll fucking cheer you to beer. There we go.
It's done.
Oh,
Chase
it's been
it
a
with the beer.
blast. I'm so glad I drove out here. Now I have to drive home. I'm not driving. I wish I would have known you had that the whole time.
Say something sexy.
Oh man, I'm fucking Blake Dyer. Oh, I'm putting that on my TikTok.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I also have that. You mother.
Good.
I have a bleep button.
Good.
Yeah. What's this?
Oh wait, get it queued up. You want to know who I really don't like is. Yeah, fucking great.
Have a great time.
That's hilarious.
That's how I end every episode. Like after it goes to my logo, if anybody stays past my logo, spoiler alert, if anybody stays past my logo at the end of every single video, I always end it with.
Bye. Have a great time.
Yeah.
It's always the teaser. at
That's
the end.
pretty funny.
Yeah.
That's pretty funny.
Still a
Yeah, I had a great time, bro.
Dude,
I had a
thank you
fucking
for coming
awesome
on.
time. I'm so glad I come over. I saw your beautiful house.
Thanks,
and,
man. I got to meet your wife and your friend.
Yeah, one of them I think is asleep. No, they're both awake now.
So Blake, man, thank you for coming on the show. Where can everybody find you at if they want to book you or something, man?
Oh well, you can add me on Facebook. Maybe I'll add you back. It's just at Blake Dyer on Facebook. I do have a TikTok. You can follow me on TikTok. It's at Main Man Dude. So
Main man, dude.
Main Man Dude.
I love it.
I don't even know. I thought it was funny. I think I was a little drunk when I made the TikTok. So
So is
yeah,
it like a double negative to where man, dude cancel each other out?
yeah, I'm just Maine.
You're just trans?
yeah, yeah.
It's a transitive property.
Oh.
On that note, guys, I'm Jared Ralphie Allen.
Ooh.
This has been Blake Dyer.
Thank you guys.
Thank you guys for being on
Thank
Unloading
you.
Meat. Peace.
Unloading the meat. 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 I don't even know what it means, what it is, what it is, what it is.
Bye. have a great time.